Across the ancient lands of Europe, whispers echo through time, whispers of glowing skies, celestial visitors, and secrets buried deep beneath our feet. From the mythological gods of ancient Greece, Norse mythology and Celtic legends, to ancient temples built on top of the ruins of ancient advanced civilizations, Europe is filled with incredible stories that some believe point to historical evidence of extraterrestrial contact. Could extraterrestrials have visited ancient Europe in the distant past? Today, we're going to explore the fascinating possibility that ancient Europe may have been visited by extraterrestrial beings. As we revisit lost knowledge of ancient Europe. Long before the Romans and Greeks, there existed a civilization that defies everything we know about early humanity. The megalithic structures of Europe, dating back thousands of years, were not built by primitive tribes. These builders had mathematical precision, celestial alignment, and a knowledge of Earth. That seems almost otherworldly. Across Europe, ancient carvings and myths describe sky beings, star teachers, and visitors from the heavens. According to the Pros Edda, the oldest known writings of Norse mythology, there once existed a race of beings known as the Asgardians. The Asgardians were the ancient gods of Norse mythology who descended to Earth, known as Midgard, from their home world of Asgard. These beings possessed incredible knowledge, otherworldly abilities, and what some would say, possible ancient advanced technology. Odin's ravens, known as Hugin and Munin, are said to fly over Earth collecting information similar to modern-day drone technology. The description of Thor's flying goats, Tangrisnir and Tangenjolster, which pulls his flying chariot through the skies, can be seen as a technological aircraft. The word Tangrisnir translates to teeth grinder, and the word Tangenjolster can be translated as the one that has gaps between the teeth. Could the ancient Norse be describing a form of mechanical gears used to power an ancient extraterrestrial spacecraft? Flying chariots were not the only means of transportation for the Asgardians. They also had a device called the Bifrost, which emitted rainbow hues, teleporting the gods between the 9 realms. Could this be written evidence of accounts of extraterrestrial visitors using Stargate technology to travel between worlds? In ancient Greece, the gods of Mount Olympus were said to wield thunderbolts, fly across the skies in chariots of fire as they descend from the heavens. To the ancients, there were no words to describe technology, therefore they compared what they saw to things they could identify. Fire could be described as a source of light, while a chariot could be described as a vehicle. Therefore, a chariot of fire could be translated as a vehicle of light used as transportation for the Olympian gods. Could these chariots of fire described in ancient texts actually be extraterrestrial spacecraft? Amongst the Olympian gods was the mysterious figure known as Hermes, said to be a messenger of the gods in Greek mythology. Unlike many other gods, Hermes interacted with humanity more often, portraying the role of one of humanity's earliest teachers of ancient knowledge and was known as the father of occult knowledge and wisdom. Hermes was known throughout the world by several different names in different cultures and could easily be recognized by his caduceus staff he was known to carry. In Rome, he was known as the god Mercury. In Egypt, he was known as Thoth and Tehuti. In Mesopotamia, he was called Ningishzida. And amongst the Aztecs and Mayans, he was known as Quetzalcoatl and Kukulkan. Hermes was also said to be one of the earliest founders of the first secret societies put in place to pass down ancient knowledge to the priesthoods of humanity. Some of the ancient writings passed down were believed to be texts, such as the Emerald Tablets of Thoth and the Kybalion. According to the Greek philosopher Plato's Timaeus and Critias, there once existed an ancient advanced civilization known as Atlantis, a mighty empire said to be more advanced than any before or after inhabited by gods and otherworldly beings. Plato described machines powered by unknown energy, buildings made of orichalcum, a mythical metal that shimmered like fire. Where did they get this technology? Some researchers believe Atlantis was not merely a myth, but a memory of ancient alien contact. According to the Billy Meier 60th Contact Report, Billy is told by Semyazi that Atlantis was inhabited by extraterrestrial beings from the Pleiades and destroyed through war with another extraterrestrial advanced civilization known as Mu 11,546 years ago. In an act of retaliation, scientists from Mu developed a technology that allowed them to tow large asteroids, which they took from the asteroid belt and used as a large space projectile and directed it towards Atlantis, smashing the island at full speed, cracking the Earth's core and sinking it to the bottom of the ocean's floor. On the misty Salisbury Plain in Wiltshire, England, rises Stonehenge, a haunting circle of ancient stones shrouded in mystery and legend. Estimated to be over 5,000 years old, this prehistoric monument was built using towering sarsen stones, some reaching 30 feet high and weighing up to 25 tons, alongside smaller blue stones hauled from the distant hills of Wales, over 150 miles away. Its purpose remains elusive. Was it a sacred temple, a celestial observatory, or something not meant for human understanding? Though first documented in the 12th century, Stonehenge's true origins stretch far beyond recorded history. The sheer precision and unimaginable effort required to construct it without modern technology has led many to believe it was not built by man alone, but perhaps by an extraterrestrial race guiding ancient hands with otherworldly lost knowledge. In the mist-veiled corners of ancient Europe, whispers still linger of demigods, those born of mortal blood and divine fire, whose feats defied the laws of nature. Hercules, with strength that shattered mountains, and Perseus, who soared with winged sandals and turned foes to stone with a glance, were but fragments of a larger forgotten legacy. Across the wind-swept highlands and shadowed forests, relics and symbols hint at a celestial origin, not of Olympus, but of the stars themselves. Some say the gods who sired these heroes were not merely deities, but beings from beyond our world, shaping extraterrestrial hybrid bloodlines with unknown purpose. Their children, the demigods, walk the earth not just as champions, but as echoes of something far older and more extraterrestrial. In the year 332 BC, Alexander the Great, believed to be the last known descendant of the Greek god Zeus, encountered what was described as gigantic flying shields during the siege of Tyre. The fortress would not yield. Its walls were 50 feet high and constructed so solidly that no siege engine was able to damage it. The Tyrians disposed of the greatest technicians and builders of war machines of the time, and they intercepted in the air the incendiary arrows and projectiles hurled by the catapults on the city. One day suddenly there appeared over the Macedonian camp these flying shields, as they had been called, which flew in triangular formation, led by an exceedingly large one. The others were smaller by almost a half. In all, there were 5. They circled slowly over Tyre, while thousands of warriors on both sides stood and watched them in astonishment. Suddenly, from the largest shield came a lightning flash that struck the walls. These crumbled. Other flashes followed, and walls and towers dissolved, as if they had been built of mud, leaving the way open for the besiegers who poured like an avalanche through the breaches. The flying shields hovered over the city until it was completely stormed. Then they very swiftly disappeared, soon melting into the blue sky. Could the accounts of the siege of Tyre be evidence of extraterrestrials interfering in ancient wars to protect their hybrid bloodlines? In ancient Greek mythology, Medusa was said to have the ability to turn anyone who looked at her into stone. Are these accounts recorded in history just wild tales steaming from the imagination of Greek storytellers? Or could this be evidence of lost knowledge recorded in ancient accounts? There was a mysterious encounter that occurred in Siberia in 1993, eerily similar to the ancient accounts of Medusa, according to newly declassified CIA files from the KGB. According to the KGB files, a unit of 25 Soviet troops were conducting training drills near a military base in Siberia when they spotted a low-flying, unidentified flying object overhead. One of the soldiers launched a surface-to-air missile at the object, striking it and bringing it down. What happened next left survivors in shock. It fell to earth not far away, and 5 short humanoids with large heads and large black eyes emerged from it. Survivors told officials that the beings quickly regrouped and merged into a single object that acquired a spherical shape. Moments later, the sphere emitted an intense burst of light. In a few seconds, the spheres grew much bigger and exploded by flaring up with an extremely bright light. At that very instant, 23 soldiers who had watched the phenomenon were turned into stone. Only 2 soldiers reportedly survived the incident, shielded by shade that protected them from the full force of the flash. The KGB is said to have transported the petrified remains of the 23 soldiers and the wrecked spacecraft to a secret base near Moscow. There, Soviet scientists determined that the soldiers' molecular structures had been altered and now resembled limestone. The weapon or energy used in the explosion was said to be beyond the comprehension of existing science. In 2003, a team of archaeologists uncovered a chamber beneath the Bucegi Mountains of Romania. What they found was never made public. Rumors persist of holographic technology and lost knowledge from an advanced civilization. The site was immediately seized. The lead archaeologist vanished. To this day, the Romanian government has refused to comment. According to Transylvanian Sunrise, an expedition team consisting of Romanian and American personnel uncovered a vast underground chamber. This chamber was said to contain advanced holographic technology and a wealth of ancient information left by an advanced civilization. The account from Transylvanian Sunrise describes the Romanian Hall of Records as a dome-shaped structure built from materials foreign to modern-day construction, with walls that radiated a faint soft light. Within the chamber, explorers reportedly found a sophisticated system capable of projecting holograms, allowing viewers to visualize and study vast amounts of data. The holograms supposedly included images of ancient history, cosmic phenomena, and even blueprints for advanced technology. Did ancient extraterrestrials inhabit the caverns of the Bucegi Mountains of Romania in the ancient past? The mystery of lost knowledge continues until this day. Ancient Europe was a nexus of lost knowledge, but the stories endure in stone, symbols, and in ancient text. Were these myths or encrypted messages meant for a future generation? In the end, it's not just about the question of extraterrestrial contact, it's about the enduring mystery of how ancient civilizations, whether on Earth or beyond, have shaped the human story. And perhaps the answers lie hidden in the stars above us, waiting to be uncovered. What do you think? Did ancient Europe have contact with extraterrestrial visitors? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Europe's extraterrestrial past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a journey of lost knowledge with James Jeremy. See you in the next video.